Welcome to Blended Learning, an ocean of opportunities to transform traditional classroom to a 21st century classroom experience. Now the question arises, what is blended learning? Well, blended learning is a combination of offline, which is face-to-face or traditional learning, and online learning in a way that the one complements the other. It also provides individuals with the opportunity to enjoy the best of both worlds. For example, a student might attend classes in a real-world classroom setting and then supplements the lesson plan by completing online multimedia coursework. At the same time, we see that the studies are more student-led, where a portion of the learning occurs online, with the student being able to manage the pace at which he learns, and it is instructor-led as well, wherein another portion of the learning is teacher-led, usually conducted through webinars, allowing remote learners to engage more easily. Why is blended learning needed? It empowers self-learning, which is actually facilitating personalized learning mechanism. It also facilitates choice of learning style. So if one individual prefers to go through a video for a better understanding, he may opt that kind of a style. At the same time, a learner who understands through activities may opt for a gamified learning mechanism wherein he will play certain games which will clarify his doubts with respect to the particular concept or topic. Blended learning helps in having stress-free mechanism wherein there is no fixed constraints of time and pace. Every child can continue his studies at his own pace, at his own level. It also relieves the load of learning wherein the student need not carry too much of heavy baggages. The learner can only continue with the resources that are required for a particular day, maybe offline tools or online tools based on the requirement. Blended learning also helps in multipolar learning, wherein the child will have flexibility of opting either the teacher-led resource or the student-led resource, or maybe some means of kinesthetic learning mechanisms. Blended learning also offers spectrum of assessment tools wherein the child can himself track his own progress by having certain pauses at certain junctures, by opting for objective or maybe subjective assessment. And at the same time, teachers are also empowered because they can conduct formative assessments to track and understand the progress of the students. Let us discuss various benefits for learners. Blended learning offers the learner convenience and flexibility. They have the ability to control their learning pace and learn remotely. Academic research suggests that blended learning gives learners a more comprehensive understanding of the course content. Because blended learning allows learners to interact with instructors and fellow learners, social learning is much supported. More and more education establishments are coming to rely on the blended learning model. The reasoning is very simple. A multi-channel teaching method offers the best of classroom and online learning all in one place. Each student has a range of different strengths and requirements, and a blended learning approach allows tutors to acknowledge this. When they are given the ability to use tools from both traditional and digital spheres, tutors are able to present necessary information in a range of different ways designed to suit the varying learning styles of their students. Blended learning actually relieves the load of learning wherein every child can continue his studies at his own pace, at his own convenience. So far, we could hardly explore 12 blended learning models. And out of these 12 blended learning models, the most preferred ones are station rotation model, lab rotation model, and flex model of blended learning. So they are predominantly in use across the globe, specifically in the European context and very less in the Indian scenario. The very first model that we are going to discuss here is station rotation model. where we have three different stations of learning. One is the online station, another is the teacher-led station, and the next is the grouped station, wherein the students will sit together and have a project-based learning or a task-based learning. The very first model that we are going to discuss here is station rotation model, where we have three different stations of learning. One is the online station, another is the teacher-led station, and the next is the grouped station, wherein the students will sit together and have a project-based learning or a task-based learning. As you can clearly see in the picture that there are three different stations. One is the online station, which is computer-based instruction. Another is the teacher-led instruction, wherein the traditional classroom teaching will happen, where the teacher will introduce the topic or elaborate the topic the same ways as she has been doing for a longer period of her time. Then the third station is the grouped learning station, which is meant for collaborative activities. So, for understanding this mechanism in a much deeper manner, this kind of blended learning actually offers different terminologies, different mechanism to work cohesively, wherein students are actually grouped in different chunks. If in my class there are 60 students, I will first bifurcate them in 20, 20, 20. And they will have different rotations, the fixed rotations on a fixed schedule, and they all will continue through these three different stations. So I may group them as group 1, group 2 and group 3, and if my class duration is 60 minutes, I can contribute 20 minutes per station, and accordingly the students will rotate between different stations, either working online or spending face-to-face time with the teacher or having grouped studies. The station rotation model is more widely used in elementary schools. 80% of elementary schools in California that use blended learning follow the rotational model, because many are already set up to have students rotate between stations. In this setting, students rotate between learning labs, where they use intelligent adaptive learning software to learn maths concepts, and a traditional classroom. They also learn language abilities and things like that. So now let us discuss about the results, the outcomes of this station rotation model. Well, students become more active learners and often challenged themselves to work harder and learn material that had not yet been introduced in their language, maths or maybe core subject classroom. This is how they are more empowered. They are more engaged within the classroom setting, since they are not only involved physically, they are also mentally involved, because they have to rotate through different stations, and this is how their round development will take place, and the classes will become more interactive and more engaging, and it will also empower teachers to have a more managed classroom environment. The next model of blended learning is lab rotation model. Under lab rotation model, the class is divided into two groups, because here we have two different stations. One is the teacher-led station, where the traditional classroom will be on, and another is the online station or a grouped learning station, wherein students will sit together and continue their own learning. As schools face increasingly tighter resource constraints, the online lab model of blended learning is a viable option for helping students complete courses, including those not offered at the specific school site. In this scenario, students learn entirely online but travel to a dedicated computer lab to complete their coursework. And here adults supervise the lab, but they are not trained teachers, which means that for online learning stations, we may have assistant teachers who would actually assist the students to facilitate their own self-learning mechanism or maybe group learning mechanisms. This not only allows schools to offer courses for which they have no teacher or not enough teachers, but also allows students to work at a pace in a subject area that suits them without affecting the learning environment of other students. For example, there are students in my class who are brilliant and they have mastered the particular topic that I'm going to discuss in my class. And now in the learning lab, in the online learning lab, these brilliant students may continue their own studies for a mastery-based learning on that particular topic. And at the same time, students who were laggards may sit together with their peers and clarify their doubts. So this is how the regular classroom will not be disturbed, where the teacher will continue at her own pace with the regular set of students. So it actually facilitates different learning styles or different learners. It helps them to continue with their own pace. The next model of blended learning is Flex model. Flex model of blended learning is often preferred by schools who are supporting a large number of non-traditional students. With this approach, material is primarily delivered online. Although teachers are in the room to provide on-site support as and when needed, learning is primarily self-guided as students independently learn and practice new concepts in a digital environment. Students in this kind of setup spend most of their time in a computer lab learning online. However, certified teachers are also on site to work with students on reading and writing, lead small group work, and provide help as and when needed. So this kind of blended learning model is often preferred for secondary school education, wherein the children are much prepared to take the ownership of their own studies. So they may either choose which is the area for them to continue, whether they need to be in the breakout room to understand the concept with their peers, or they need to be in the one of the learning labs, be it science, English or maths, or they need some teacher-led instruction, so they may continue with the same pace as the teacher is instructing, or they may continue with the study and collaborative space wherein they have some task-based learning or project-based learning. So this is how the Flex model of blended learning offers more freedom to choose based on various needs of students. Now, if we summarize the takeaways or the outcomes of this discussion that we had on blended learning, well, it is clearly evident that it offers practical implementation of various blended learning models in the classroom setting. And it also talks about how to foster collaboration among students, because this is something which new education policy is also stressing too much on. At the same time, we have also discussed about the implications of giving ownership to students and promoting personalized learning. So this is how they will be able to work on the respective areas where they need more assistance. We have also understood the ways of stepping into facilitator's mode, because here the learning is more personalized and the teacher is acting as a facilitator. Most of the work is being done by the student himself and the teacher is only there to guide, which clearly means that teachers are teaching how to think, not what to think. And this is what is very important for a better brain development. And we have also seen various means of engaging all category of learners in the learning curve, and that's what is the whole sole purpose of education, to impart knowledge to everyone. Now I would like to thank every individual for giving me the patient hearing so far. And should you have any queries or concerns with respect to this particular blended learning model and its applications in our classroom environment, feel free to contact me any moment, and as and when I get time, I will definitely give you a reply on the same. So I'm hoping that everyone will find it feasible and will start applying in our classroom environment for a better future, for a better teaching learning process. Till then, stay happy, stay safe, and enjoy your time at the most.